Welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to my channel. It's a beautiful day here on my deck. Sun is shining. It's not too humid. I got a light breeze right now. Somebody's over there hammering again this morning. The birds are singing. We got to think of positive things. Let's be positive. Um, I want to discuss the fact that, here are my peacocks, the fact that getting older kind of sucks in one way. There's pros and cons. The pros are, let's hope we're wiser. We can see things more clearly. But the cons are physically. I'm going to be 60 this year, and I know 60, to me, 60 is not old. And to many of you, 60 may not be old. Depends on who's watching this. If you're 20, you might think 60 is ancient. But if you're 80, you might think, darn, I wish I was 60 again. It's all about perspective. Life is about perspective. Um, you know, Today I have a full schedule in my grooming salon, and it's a strenuous one. Not gonna lie. We got some big dogs coming in, and but I'm looking at it this way. I am blessed. I am blessed to be able to work. I am blessed that they called me and they made these appointments. I have bills to pay. Um, just last week, as if you've been following me, you know that I didn't have anything scheduled for this week. And now this week is overflowing. Um, Now there are some people who would look at that and go, oh my gosh, I can't do all this, blah, 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 may be negative and they'd be down. But I'm looking at it like this: if God blessed me with it, He'll bring me through it. And again, as of last Thursday, this week was empty. I had nothing. So I feel like He blessed me with a full schedule. So He'll get me through it. I'll let you know tomorrow how I feel. I got up this morning with a headache, but I'm starting to feel a little better. But anyway, I want to discuss the fact that physically, we change as we grow older, and anybody knows that. And there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it. And lately, in the last year or so, I've really started to feel it. And what I mean by that is I'm slowing down. I can feel that. Um, Things that I used to be able to do, I can still do, but now I have to take a rest. I might have to sit down for 15, 20 minutes and recover and then go back to it. I've been cleaning my basement. This isn't the first time in my life that I've cleaned my basement or cleaned out my basement. And before I could work for hours and just go and get it done. But now I have to stop and I have to take a rest. Excuse me. I have to take a minute and recover. And this is something I've never had to do. And I was complaining to a friend of mine the other day, and she said, Shelley, she was trying to be gentle. You're getting older. You need to understand that, you're slowing down a little bit. And I'm like, no, I don't want to accept that. I don't want to accept it. But here are the facts. It doesn't matter whether you want to accept it or not. It's going to happen. Accept it or not. So then I started thinking about what she said. And this friend has been a good friend of mine for years. Her and I have been friends since we were kids. And she is 2 years younger than me. So she's going to be 58. She'll be 58 this year. And she has been struggling for 20 years with an autoimmune disease that is slowly killing her. She has something called, um, it's an autoimmune disease. It's not from drinking alcohol, it's cirrhosis of the liver. Um, but it's from an autoimmune disease that has attacked her liver. And she's had several liver transplants. My brother in law, I mean, this is how close we are. My brother in law gave her part of his liver. That was the first liver transplant that she had. And I think she's on her third, because not from any fault of hers. She follows the directions of the doctors and everything, but this autoimmune disease attacks every liver that she gets, and each liver lasts about 7 years. So she's been struggling with that, and then now she has kidney failure. It's not a good thing. But it made me step back and realize that slowing down isn't so bad, I guess, in respect from other people that I know and I'm close to that are struggling with so much more. I have a cousin who's my age, and she has had open heart surgery. She needs back surgery, but she refuses it. She can barely walk. She can barely breathe. She's got COPD. She's got all the things. And she has to stay in her house all the time, and she can't do anything. And then I take a look at myself and I think, wow, again, I'm blessed. It's all about perspective. What is a big deal to you doesn't mean anything to someone else. I had a friend who used to do, I worked with her, and she had something that she wanted to do on certain nights of the week. Don't ask me, I don't remember what nights of the week it was. But on those nights, she really was in a hurry to get out of work. She wanted to get done and get out of there, because everybody should know that this is the night that she wants to do such and such. I don't remember what it was. Again, to me, it wasn't a big deal. I had other things going on in my life that were more important than whether she got out of work early enough to go to, I don't know, ballroom dancing. I don't remember what it was. It's not that I didn't care. It's just that we're all caught up in our own lives, and it's not that we don't care about other people. It's that we have our own things that have overtaken us, and that rule our lives, that run our lives, or maybe not run our lives, but things that we have to care about. So again, perspective in life is everything. Everything. And you can know something but not understand it until you're experiencing it. I remember talking to my daughter when she was a teenager, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I get it. I understand." And I'm like, "No, you really, really don't." It's just been recently that she's come back to me and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I get it now. I really get it. I thought I got it back then." But she said, "No, I really get it. Having 3 kids, I get it." So it's all about your experiences in life and your perspective. And we all have different perspectives. What's a big deal to me is not a big deal to you. It's just life. But anyway, so I am struggling in my late 40s, early 50s. Probably, yeah. I started taking better care of myself. At one point, I had been up to 250 pounds, and rolling over in bed was a problem. I know that sounds funny, right? But I'm not kidding you. It was like you had all this extra weight to just, move around. And it got to be really, really hard on me. And I would think, I'm 250 pounds. I've got friends that are 300 and 400 pounds. How are they doing this? How are they doing this? And that was about the same time that I started my dog grooming business. So I decided it was time to take control of my life and get rid of some of the weight. Not the easiest thing to do. I got down to 165. Right now, I'm at 175. I'm not ashamed to tell you who I am, what I am. But when I did that, I cut calories. I did not do the bariatric surgery. I did not do anything like that. Back then, they didn't have the shots out. So I didn't do that. I just cut calories and worked out. And I worked out 5, 6 days a week. That wasn't sustainable for me. That's a lot of time to be spending at a gym. But honestly, at that time, I never felt better. I mean, I felt like I could take on the world. So I remember feeling like that. And then now here I am, feeling like I have to take a break every hour or so, wondering if I should go back to working out. I don't know. I don't, I can't sustain that kind of a workout schedule. I've got a life that's happening. I know there are people out there that dedicate themselves to that, but I just can't. But anyway, weight, your how you feel, your life, what you're doing, everything centers around perspective. It just really does. If you have a negative outlook on life, if your perspective is skewed by negativity, you're going to reap negative. If you try to keep a positive outlook and you're colored by positive thoughts, like again, today, my dog grooming schedule looks like hell on earth. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It looks rough. I've got a dog coming in that is huge, and my sister helps me. And like I said, she's 4 years younger than me, so I'm going to be 60. She's going to be 56. I always thought she was in better shape than me, but apparently I'm wrong because she doesn't feel like she can do this. She has more of a negative outlook on life where I try to take everything and spin it positively. Like, okay, so today looks like a crazy hard day. I made dinner for tonight. I made it last night so that when I get home, I can shower, I can eat my dinner, and I can just sit down and just relax. I have prepared myself for this day, but also I have prepared for the fact that I have prepared myself with a positive mental attitude. I'm going into this day being thankful and grateful. And when I start to feel negative, I'm going to pull myself back and I'm going to be thankful. Um, it's the only way we can live life, trying to be positive and thankful and grateful. I really believe, I really do, that you can speak things into existence. If you are constantly saying, my life sucks, this is horrible, I'll never be anything, I'll never do anything, you convince yourself that mentally, that that's the truth. And it's a self fulfilling prophecy. So I am not going to fall into that. And I don't want you to fall into that. Wake up every day, try to find the positive and the blessings in your life and try to be thankful for that and speak positive. Speak positive. You can bring positivity into your life. You really can. I believe that. I do. I've spent too many years watching. I also believe in karma. I believe that what you put out will come back to you tenfold. If you're putting out mean, nasty, negative, you're going to get that back. If you put out positive, good stuff, you're going to get that back. I believe that. So today, let's try to concentrate on the positive. Let's try to be thankful. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay? I love you guys. Have a great day. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for being here.